Good evening and welcome to the Lopatcong Township Planning Board meeting of November 2018. At this time, I would like to invite you to join us in a silent moment of prayer, followed immediately by the pledge of allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'm required to state that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided indicating the time and place of the meeting in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 by advertising the notice in the Star Gazette and the Express Times and by posting a copy on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Beth, may I have a roll call, please?
Yes, members are Chesky, Pryor.
Here.
Schneider.
Here.
Weeks.
Here.
Mayor Mangucci.
Here.
Vice Chairman Fishback. Chairman Van Vliet.
Here.
Alternate Steinhardt.
Here.
Alternate Connell.
Thank you. Our first order of business is to swear in a new member of the planning board, Ms. Catherine Devos.
Can I, Gary, I just have a question. Is Mr. Voss also on the zoning board?
Yes, ma'am, she is.
Isn't that,
Under the statute, with a 9-member board, we're allowed to have a member of the Board of Adjustment also sit on the planning board.
well, it's funny because when Eric Johnson was on this board and we had a whole bunch of issues about him being on the Recreation Committee, actually I looked through it and because it was a committee, he was okay to be on it, but if it were a member
I
of
had to research, I'll defer to our attorney.
The statute that authorizes it is 4055D23, which governs planning board memberships, and for Class 4 members, it provides that the members of Class 4 shall hold no other municipal office, position, or employment, except that in the case of a 9-member board, which this is, one such member may be a member of the Zoning Board of Adjustment or Historic Preservation Commission.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
It was brought into question, so.
I didn't know if it were.
Okay,
That's what
well,
makes sense.
Ms. Devos, would you?
prefer the Bible? You can, I'll put this out here so that you can read it and we'll read it together. So just place your left hand here, raise your right hand above your head. And I,
Catherine DeVos, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the government established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Planning Board Member, according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
perfect, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Would you take your seat?
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to welcome you on the board.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Next order of business is the minutes of October 24th meeting. Has everyone received a copy of the minutes? Are there any questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting the minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Have to abstain.
I was going to ask for any abstentions, but okay.
You say you're abstaining, Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
And me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the minutes are passed. We now have a order of business for a resolution of Clymer Village, Block 115, Lot 1. It's a minor site plan approval. Has everyone received a copy of that resolution? Take no objections. Any questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Do I hear a second? Roll call, Beth, please.
Yes. Members DeVos,
Abstain.
Pryor,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Weeks,
Yes.
Mayor Gucci.
Yes.
Chairman Van Huzen.
Yes. Okay, we also, moving on to the next order of business, we have the Autumn Ridge development and relief of the condition on the resolution.
Hi, good evening. Brian Plaka from the firm of Hutton Schmanowitz here on behalf of the applicant. We received an approval back in April, and I believe everyone's aware, very briefly. At that time, this represents a classic case of over-lawyering. We thought we needed to basically create two condominium associations in order to keep the age-restricted units separate and distinct as they're supposed to be from the rest of the development, but we sit down now to actually get this thing going, and we realize all the units are going to be rental. The age-restricted units are going to be restricted to one building. My client's going to own the property, so for purposes of stormwater management and things of that nature, they are taking responsibility for that. They will be taking care of that. We are going to market the units separately. We're going to develop them separately, and nothing that cannot be accomplished that can be accomplished with the condo association, we can also accomplish without it. So in a classic case of overlording, we're just seeking relief of the one condition, which I believe is 2G of the resolution, which required my client to have two separate condo associations established.
You agree?
Yeah, that's a great summary. If the board recalls, when they came in, there was that concern with the age-restricted units and administering those units separately. It was discussed, that was the plan. It seems a little bit unwieldy, I think, that in talking with council, in trying to get this all squared away and make sure everything is nice and clean on any type of administrative approvals, completion, they just want this cleaned up. They don't need to have the condominium. It's probably better that they don't have it from a lot of different perspectives. So it would, I think, it'd be appropriate to relieve them of that condition of creating a land condominium to accomplish this.
I appreciate the comment on over lawyering. I haven't heard that one before, but it's a good one. Let me understand. Originally, you're going to create two HOAs?
Well, I believe the condition provided an appropriate association for the governance of the community.
One association.
Yeah, so it would have.
So you're not going to have an association because all fees are going to be in the rent or whatever.
They are all going to be rental
There's no
units.
HOA fee or
No,
there's
all,
no voting. There's no local governance. It's the landlord, right?
we're going to own all the units. We're going
Yeah.
to be the landlord. Yes.
And he's going to make the rules and so on. All right, I understand that.
Any further questions?
I have one.
Yes.
At any point, he's got no, he oversees it all right? At any point, can he change the low income into anything else?
No,
Probably not.
no, that's going to be,
No, correct.
that has restrictions.
Well, that's, I mean, the restrictions are still on that. Nothing
Never like to
changed,
say
nothing-
never.
That's still a condition of the approval?
There's still, those, that pot of people are still in that.
Yeah, it should be a condition of approval. I
Not
haven't
change anything.
looked at it in detail, but we're subject to UHAC regulations and applicable laws. They're going to be restricted.
Okay.
And that remains a condition of their approval.
Right,
As
the
it was.
code and all that
Yes,
stuff.
the age restrictions and affordability controls if applicable. So
That's
the
good.
only thing changing is the land condominium aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Anything further? We might have opened it to the public too.
Yeah.
We did. At this point, I'll open it to the public if they have any questions or comments on it. You have anything, John? No. Okay. Close the public meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve the change to the resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Beth, roll call, please.
Yes. Members DeVos,
Abstain.
Pryor,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Weeks,
Yes.
Mayor Gucci.
Yes.
Chairman Van Huzen.
Yes.
And Steiner.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Get something from you. I'll get a resolution.
Yes, next month.
Fantastic.
Will be a very short
Happy
resolution.
holidays.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
You also.
All right, this brings us down to the planning board rules and regulations, finalize and membership sign off. Back to your Billy.
Yeah. Chairman, if you recall, the rules were actually adopted by resolution quite a few months back. All I have done is provide you guys copies that are for distribution with an acknowledgement of receipt. That's it.
Okay. Thanks, Rick.
And if everybody would sign that
Cover
top
sheet.
copy, filling out, and then I'll just keep them on file. Get everybody else to, use them going forward.
Today is the 28th.
Anybody else need a pen?
Do you want to collect these back, or do you want to
Yeah,
hand
I'll
them
them,
out?
sure.
You did it right. Thanks.
Need a pen here? You gonna sign yours?
No.
Ms. Schneider said she wasn't gonna sign it. I don't know if you put that on the record, or are you coming back with it, or?
No, I know what's in it already, and it was a moot point trying to get you guys to even understand what this means. I know you know what it means. I
You're
know
not
what.
signing that then?
No, I'm not signing it,
Okay.
because I know why
We'll put
you're
that on the
doing the
record,
rules and regulations.
Indicate that,
On the
that
record?
she didn't sign it, and we'll leave that go to where it's going to go. We'll bring up a question I assume in the future, on whether if you can vote or can't vote, or what's going to happen.
Well, the rules are the rules. The board adopted the rules, majority, they're effective against all members and the board, so it's just simply acknowledging that, a receipt of them, so that nobody can ever say that I didn't know that was the rule. That was the entire point of it.
Okay.
So,
Other than that, we'll, yes,
So even though she won't sign them for future reference, this meeting, it doesn't really matter because the meetings are all recorded and the minutes are all done, so we all know that she received them, so they will still apply regardless, okay.
okay. Any further questions from the board? None? I'll open it to the audience. John, do you have anything?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Brian, Thanks for asking that question. You asked about Autumn Ridge, and I was wondering about some explanations about Autumn Ridge, and they were taken care of tonight by both the board and the attorney that was here, and I'm happy. I'm glad they were. So thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. Any further questions?
Any public comment?
Yes. Sure.
Morning, Chairman. Lori Tesla, 12 Midview Drive. I'm here on behalf of Mayor Mengucci. During the last election, as you know, Councilman Belcaro and Pryor were running, and Mayor Mengucci chose to, not as Mayor Mengucci, as Jim Mengucci, a resident, decided to send out a letter. As a member of the Warren County Republican Committee, I was responsible for getting that letter printed, stuffed, and mailed over a course of like 3 days. And, you know, I think, we had a lot of volunteers there from all over the county helping us out. Unfortunately, it's come to my attention that Planning Board member Donna Schneider accused Mayor Mengucci of using that as a mayor's letter, when nowhere on that letter did it state that it was in his capacity as mayor. It was with his own home address, and at the bottom it said paid for by the Warren County Republican Committee. I just want to get that on the record because unfortunately, if anybody sees that and they don't understand, I don't want anything happening to him. The committee took care of that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Donna, what would lead you to say that that cost the taxpayers thousands of dollars?
I'm not going into this with you, Joe, Pryor. This has nothing to do with the planning board.
Did you say that?
This has nothing to do with the planning board.
I think
This
the
is not planning board
integrity of the
business.
members has something to do with the
No,
planning
it
board.
doesn't. I did not speak on the behalf of any planning board member.
Was it true what you said?
I'm not arguing with you, Joe Pryor.
Well, I think we've had testimony tonight that it was paid for by the Republican committee. It said so on the letter. I don't know why a member would state that it cost the town thousands of dollars, so you can just put that in the record.
Yep, it's great.
If I may, it's my first time hearing anything about it. Just so, as members, do a little piece, maybe myself, if you want to word it that way. Was it brought out in any fashion that the planning board was any part of that? And that's what I'm speaking as of now.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
All
not.
right, I don't know anything about it. I just need to make sure that the board isn't drug into something that doesn't belong to being put into.
Nope,
All right, I don't know quite what happened, but
absolutely not.
you guys kind of feel the same way.
No, I feel you are an officer of the township. You're more than a volunteer, and we serve as a jury up here,
Right.
and in some respects a judge, and I think you were supposed to pay some attention to the truth, and when I see a bald-faced falsehood like that, you accuse somebody of that, you expect them to defend themselves, and
That's fine.
Mayor is also a planning board
Right.
member. I was the recipient of that endorsement along with Lou. I mean, if somebody accuses us of spending township dollars, I have to defend myself. And I haven't heard a defense here, I just heard I'm not going into that, so fine. That's the way the record will read.
I think we do a job. Blatant lies.
All right, I think it's getting a little...
You got something, yeah.
I think we put this one, that basically, I think we've got enough comment on it, and we'll move on from where we're going from here. I don't think it's really, planning board would have to go back to the council if they want to take any action or anything like that, so we'll buy what the planning board can do about it, so,
Of course.
okay? All right, any further business to come before the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Thank you.